reserve.
There it was. Snap. We're rolling.
D-Land Productions, take one.
Do it.
Introduce yourself.
Tony Clark, Silverback Custom Works.
Cid Evans, Silverback Custom Works.
And how long have you been at this?
Since I was a wee lad. Long time, but since 91, 92, you know, doing scouts and Silverback Custom Works full time for about 10 years.
When'd you come on?
Let's see, on and off since, it's been probably 2010. 2010. Probably automotive fabrication since 2000.
What's your role here?
My role is fabrication, restoring, everything. A little bit of it all.
Take them apart, put them together?
Yeah.
What all do you do here? Between both of you?
We do everything. We tear them down, nuts and bolts, down to the bare frame, start over. Modify them however the customer wants, build them however they want.
One off.
From stock to extreme?
Definitely from stock to extreme.
Yeah. So whatever customer asks for.
What was the most difficult stock you did?
Most difficult stock one.
Snowstar.
Probably the Snowstar.
What was difficult about it?
Just finding all the correct stuff.
Yeah, information on
Yeah.
how everything was ringing and everything.
What was the most difficult extreme? Or what was the most extreme?
Probably the one sitting behind me here.
Tell us about it.
It's a 79 Scout that is about 90% hand-built, nothing stock on it. If I tried to list modifications on account, I would run out of paper and a notebook.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the coolest thing?
Well, the entire chassis is all modified from original. There's nothing on this that is either in the original spot or stock. Everything's been changed on the chassis in one way, shape, or form. So if you start with a bare frame on the floor, rip everything off of it, start over, that's what it was.
What'd you do to it?
Let's see, I helped, I didn't do much on this one. I did disc brake conversion, brake lines, helped a little bit. That was during my off time a little bit.
How'd you all get involved with IH Scouts?
Years ago, I went to work for this guy named John Glancy as Super Scout Specialist. That was my introduction to the Scout world. Kind of regret it at times. No, but that's how I got started.
None before that?
None before that.
And you?
Me?
Any in your past?
I used to work for Tony, an armored prototyping company, and when the economy tanked, we lost our jobs there. So when Tony went full time and doing his thing, and he got to a point where he was needing some help, reached out to me. We've always worked great together. I mean, we've been working together for over 10 years.
Yeah.
The armored car thing is interesting. Tell us a little bit about what you did there, both of you, and what they built.
We did everything from, money transfer vehicles to distinctive armored vehicles that you would never know that were armored, to sheet, like princes and overseas, their transport vehicles and stuff like that, security transport vehicles. We took an instance like I was doing, like Suburbans, putting, suspension upgrades so that they can armor the vehicle weighing up to 15,000 pounds. It was pretty neat. So,
did you meet any of the interesting buyers? Or
never.
They
never came in?
They pretty much kept to themselves. It was The diplomats and stuff that we built armored vehicles for, that's an amazing industry, how discreet they like to keep it. They don't want people to know what vehicles they have. So a lot of times if it was a discreet armored Suburban or Mercedes or Land Cruiser, whatever it was, a lot of times we didn't know that was a sales department. They knew who it was being built for, but not us. It was just a vehicle.
You basically went from building Scouts to armored vehicles back to Scouts. But what about before that? Did you do body work and things before?
I've always done restoration work since I was a teenager. So it's been just part of my life, always.
What's the most exotic car you ever did?
I did a Humvee Development package for the U.S. military that was a $5 million contract. That was probably the most.
Did they get it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was probably the most exotic, high dollar build.
So that was that taking existing Humvees, new Humvees, or what was?
It was a development project. We were contracted from the U.S. military contracted AM General. They contracted us subcontract to do the engineering and development on a rapid engine exchange. The later acronym that the military used was REX. You can Google it, and there's stuff on it on the internet. But it was a rapid engine exchange, as well as a generator system and a lot of other stuff on this truck. But the idea was to take a Humvee, the U.S. military's designation for how long they wanted the engine exchange to take. AM General's spec on an engine change was 16 hours. 2 guys, that's 32 man hours to do an engine exchange in and out of a Humvee. Anybody that's worked on a Humvee knows that it ain't easy. It's very difficult to take an engine out of a Humvee. But by the time our development was over, the parts that I fabricated, me and the engineers at Transio, we got that down to 11 minutes out, 23 minutes back in running. So we got it down quite a bit.
Did you work on that?
I did not. That was before me, before I joined.
What did you do before?
Before I did that, I worked on pipeline transmission. I started out doing the street repairs after services have been tied in, and then after that I went to heavy equipment hauling for the pipeline company. So I was usually in the field moving equipment.
So you guys met at the armored car?
Correct.
Yes. Yep.
So you became friends. Do you do anything together after work?
Yeah.
Or is there no time for that? No, the lives are
Not a lot of time, but whatever. We like to hunt.
Then we joined hunting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hunting together.
Yeah, what do y'all do for fun?
Blow shit up.
Probably stuff that would be illegal if you taped.
What?
No. We just have a lot of good times,
You told me yesterday that you were really into The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I love Walking Dead.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
We've been down there to the set a couple
Yeah.
times, and
Sonoya, Georgia.
yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you've been twice.
I've been twice. Yeah, yeah, that's good. I love that stuff. I love that stuff. All about it.
Yeah, we did a Walking Dead
Oh yeah.
5K
Yep.
together where we dressed up, got done up in full makeup, and
We were the zombies.
zombies, and it was kind of like flag football almost. Those runners were ruthless, but it was fun. We had a blast.
Yeah, had a good time.
Good
Did
time.
it drain you? Were you tired when you were done?
Oh, I so
man.
sorry I couldn't walk.
That's what I thought.
Oh, it was miserable.
That next day was, we sat around the fire the rest of the day, just because we camped out there too, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We can cut this part off, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to